Yes, lads, and the three females that might actually be watching this, welcome to the first YouTube video. Hopefully the first one, if this goes out. The first one was actually meant to be a vlog of the week in Greece, but I filmed the first clip, a good 5-6 minute chat in the car outside M&S in the M&S car park, and realised like 20 minutes later I've recorded that vertically, and YouTube you need to record like landscape, so just decided to sack the Greece vlog off after that. So in for the first YouTube video, we're in for upper and a round of posing after that. But yeah, first day of the diet, I have to say, actually feeling quite tired. Now I'm not gonna blame this down to being in a deficit for approximately 5.5 hours. Yeah, just so fucked, man. I've only had like 1,000 calories today. Heavy, need a refeed. But yeah, it's more so the fact that I didn't get to bed till 4 because the Kos airport's a bit of a nightmare, so we got delayed 45 minutes there. I think we actually ended up taking off another 20 minutes like later than the delay, maybe half an hour even. Flight was like 4.5 hours. Got home, luggage took quite a while to collect, and then the like 30-minute drive home. Had to finish my episode of Chernobyl, eat my last surplus Ninja Creamy. Had carrot cake, Naughty Boy carrot cake way, and the Ninja Creamy, ridiculous. Have that again tomorrow. I made that this morning, so looking forward to that. Definitely not food focused, lads, at all, but yeah. So what I'll record today in the upper session, it's just going to be like a raw sort of training video. You know, if you know me, like I'm not going to be sticking in dubstep music or like fucking tunes over the top. I'm literally just going to get in, record the sets. If there's anything I want to like make a comment on like a specific movement, I probably will. Isolations, I'll just do like a little tiny montage of them, and then we'll actually make some content out of the compound movements, because that's what you want to see realistically. You don't want to see me doing a 5-rep bicep curl, because one, that's not optimal, bro. 5 reps, can't grow off that. Well, you'll actually think the opposite of that, depending on what camp of training you're in. I'll try not to start beef on the first YouTube video, but yeah, get into the compound work. Slight volume reduction, since recovery capabilities are just dropping a bit. You know, don't have that same recovery capacity as when I was a fat boy. Well, I'm still a fat boy, but a fat boy getting fatter. Trying to get skinnier now, bro. Yeah, so -1 set on the prime row, and -1 set of pressing. Probably undecided on what set I will take out of the pressing. Probably the Atlantis shoulder press. I do think I get more out of my sets on the strive dip and the prime flat than I get out of the Atlantis, so it will probably be the one that gets the volume reduction. And then the prime row, I've run 3 sets on that, so it's just bringing that down to a baseline of a top set and back off set. And like, it's going to be a full volume upper session really, aside from that, because I'm not one to believe in the sort of need for a devolume when you get back to training. I'll live to regret my words tomorrow though, when I'm absolutely fuckered. But like, no, can I swear on YouTube? I don't know, this isn't getting monetized anyway. You need a right bit of clout to get monetized, I think. But yeah, the whole like rationale between the for the devolume session when you're first getting back to the gym after time off is like, you don't want to absolutely bury yourself first session back. But my response to that, or my thought process is always, why is your volume that high that one session would bury you? How are you going to run an entire mesocycle at that volume if you're scared that the first session will bury you? Now, I don't think that your body is that detrained after a deload that you need a full volume reduction, like half the working sets in a session, especially with upper. Maybe if you're getting back to training with and legs is your first session, depending on what way your split falls, maybe you could make rationale for doing a devolume approach, because just the impact it would have on your nervous system would be like a fucking kick to the balls. Doing 2 sets of a hack squat, 2 sets of a hinge, and all your isolation work first session back. But even still, just man up, you know, crack on, like. But yeah, there's 5 minutes of chatting shit in the car. I do think the YouTube like sort of works well for me. I do think I work better with long form content than like short form, like Instagram stuff. I like being able to like sort of explain everything that I'm doing, and I feel like when you're doing like an Instagram story and you're trying to be like give value, be educational, you sort of lose the aesthetics of the Instagram story if you do like 3 paragraphs of writing, which I always find. So yeah, excited to get into the YouTube game. Hopefully the videos go down a treat. Hopefully you all enjoy them. So yeah, no more chatting outside the gym near now, and the next clip will probably be the isolation montage. We've got a preacher curl, a lateral, and a tricep push down. On to the first actual compound of the session. Prime flat. Was previously running this with a wider grip, switched on my final rotation to the narrow grip because there is a bit more like research coming out backing that the upper pec, like to target the upper pec, it's more so about your arm path and how tight that is to your body rather than the incline, because the upper pec, clavicular pec, is responsible for shoulder flexion. Don't quote me on that, but not too science based, still like a bit of bro, but sort of know some stuff. Might not be the correct terminology, but it could be as well. Yeah, first one, I literally do 2 warms on this, isolations like one or two maximum as well. I try to keep warm-ups very limited, just to save time on sessions, since I'm on like a higher frequency split, so upper, lower and full body sessions. There's quite a lot of exercises in the sessions, so trying to limit the session time with less warm-ups, it's pretty ideal. So get into the first warm. So yeah, 4 reps is basically all I'll do on like most warm-up sets. I don't think there's a need for any more, to be fair. Any more, and you will just start to feel like your muscles burning a bit, pre-fatiguing them for the set. that was a good top set. Got 4.5 in that top set last week with the wider grip, and I do find, same with the prime incline, I am stronger with the narrow grip. Say what you want about that. Is that because you're recruiting more upper pack? Who knows? But yeah, I was expecting 6 there, even with the like slightly bigger load increase that I took. Normally it's 0.25 a side, maximum 1 presses when I can. But that was 0.75, but I still knew I would get that extra 2 reps because of the different grip. But no, I think the wider grip looks cooler, but I don't mind pressing with the narrow grip because it's not like I'm missing out on any lower pack stimulus. You know, I have 2 sets of a strive dip later on and a narrow grip, overhead press, the Atlantis, after this. So, I mean, who has overdeveloped upper pecs and underdeveloped lower pecs? That would be a pretty funny looking physique. So yeah, you'll have just seen prime flat top set, Atlantis overhead press, just 1 set there, so top set. Both very good sets, very happy with them. Atlantis, bigger load jump again, 0.75 a side. I have to get quite up for that set because I'm very weak on that press, and it's very difficult to progress because it's so heavy and not short at that lockout. And since my leverages, if you know, you know, my leverages, I mean my arms are quite long. It's a difficult press for me to get strong at, so I have to be mentally pretty up for that set. But good to see that I was, I think, match reps were +1 with that extra 0.75 a side. But yeah, into 2 sets on the strive dip here. No warm-ups needed really. I've just done 3 sets of pressing, so my whole top line, pushing musculature, are all warm. So I can just crack on with this. Got the stack here, stack on a 0.25, aiming for 4 reps again. I think I failed went for the 5th last week, failed it, but if I can take 4 and the 5th is a 50-50, probably won't take it, you know, because I want to make sure I have a successful back off. The dip as the 3rd press, so I've got it loaded cam 3. That means all in stretch, and for me, my physique, you know, always do a needs analysis for your own physique. Like I need more chest realistically, so if I load the machine where the pack has best leverage, I'm going to get the most stimulus in my packs. Yeah, so knot was pulled down, boxed off. Another good set there, 2 sets there actually. Both top set was +1 and 0.25, but back off just an extra 0.25, no extra load. Under the prime row, prime row. First upper back movement. I only do like 1 lat isolation in this upper session, which is your Atlantis single arm pull down. Actually debating doing that dual arm in the depths of the diet possibly, if the session just starts to get a bit more tedious, but we'll see. Obviously you're giving up a bit of stimulus if you go to dual arm, but the time you can save, time efficiency might be worth it. But yeah, prime row, first upper back exercise. Then we have the prime low row. So prime kit loading 101. Never touch the bottom pin if it's pin loaded. The only reason you should be touching that bottom pin is maybe if it's a press and you want to bias your triceps in it, because you're making it heavier at lockout where your triceps have best leverage. But other than that, the likes of the rows, unless you have the machine like fully maxed out, can't fit any more plates on the top or mid pin, just don't touch the bottom pin really. You'll be so much weaker there in comparison. You're just sort of sabotaging your own set with how much loading capability you're throwing away. So got 95 kilo top pin, 20 mid pin for the first one, just like two on this again. Here we go, second warm up now. 110 top pin, 20 mid pin. We'll be looking to get top set 125 top pin, so 15 kilo of a jump from final one to top set, which isn't bad at all. I like keeping my warm ups in a pretty close proximity to my top sets. I feel like if you're starting at like even 50% of your top set load as a first warm up, I feel like that's far too light. You can, if I'm to pull like a percentage out of my ass, I'd probably do like 60, 65 and 80 or 85% of my top set. I'm not sure, they could be completely off, but just I keep it in a close enough proximity. Top set, prime row, win. Since uppers, like all, is this tracking me? Yeah. Since upper is all machine work really, there's no sets that you have to get really up for, like with the likes of like a hack or a barbell hinge in like your lower sessions or full body for me. So really, you have to pick the one with the most loading capability and just make that the set that you do not miss for that session, and that's what I've done. Plus 1.25 aside, or not aside, plus 1.25 top pin max reps. While I'm here, might as well explain the rationale. Oh, it's going to take me out if I stand up, but I don't know if it's in frame. But the bottom pin, so the transition of load from the top set to the back offset is just minus 10 kilo on the mid pin. Reason for that being, as we fatigue a muscle, our ability to get the muscle fully contracted, so like imagine the likes of when your hands are here on a seated row, that ability diminishes. So it makes sense where we're struggling to do the movement, like getting it short and the mid pin loading in this case, we make it lighter there so we can continue to maximally load the lengthened range with the top pin and ease up that sort of mid-range into the shortened range. Final 2 sets of the session, 2 sets on the prime low row. Once again, loaded all cam 3, all in the lengthened. When your shoulder, your scapula is fully protracted. Yeah, by this stage in the session, you know, not only have I done like all my pressing work and isolations, but even just after those 2 sets of upper back work on the prime row, I'm weak as piss in that shortened range. So like doing anything other than cam 3 is a bit pointless in my opinion. One little bit of advice I would give when you're loading stuff all in the lengthened on prime kit, specifically this, I've noticed myself getting carried away. Make sure your seat and like chest pad settings actually get you, like allow you to go the full range of the movement. So if we look at the weight stack on a pin loaded machine, obviously you can see when it's about to, the range is about to stop, when the weight that you've got selected is going to hit the rest of the weight stack. So what I was doing, and I realised, and I was like, this is stupid of me. Seat or the chest pad too far pushed out, and it meant when my shoulders were actually, my scapula was fully protracted, I still had like that much range before the weight stack flashed down. So when I actually like pushed the chest pad in and limited that range to the cables, the weight stack to just like that, just like an inch or 2, you are significantly weaker. Because if you think you're loading all of that load in the fully stretched position and you're skipping that much, you're just skipping all the load and you're basically pinning the machine ego, like you're using your ego for that. You're not actually utilising all that load, so it is a bit pointless loading it there. But yeah, enough chatting shit and we'll get into the set. Cheers. There we have it, boys. The first YouTube video, all being well, this goes up. Hopefully get it edited. When? What is it today? Sunday? Tuesday's a rest day. Hopefully have it up Wednesday, all being good. But yeah, 1 round of posing there at the end. Didn't record that because I'm a soft, sunburnt, watery mess at the minute after Greece. But you know, like extra expenditure with the posing side of things. So while I might not like what I'm seeing in the mirror, you know, it's paying off with calories burnt. You know, you do a post-workout round of an intense session on like a warm day like this, your heart rate's averaging 110 to 130, like no doubt about it. So you think that is probably an extra 50 to 100 calories. You do that after every session, that adds up. And that's another tool that I can like mess about with, another variable that I can push up when I'm looking to increase the output side of things instead of pulling down food, pulling down my input to like progress the diet, progress the deficit. But yeah, very good session. First one back after the deload, and like progressing every set really. And I did want to mention, like, you might go in after your deloads and you might just retain numbers and maintain your past lifts, and like that's no worries. Like, yes, you dropped off fatigue with the deload, but you also delivered no adaptation, or you delivered no stimulus, so no adaptation took place in response to that stimulus. If you want to be really scientific, but you know, I'm just different. I just make things happen, you know, taking the plus ones and the extra load. No, I'm joking. That was very arrogant. That might actually win me the most arrogant in the Custards group chat award, but that would actually be difficult because there's one clear winner in that, boys. Hope all the Custards members are watching this and will realise who we're talking about. But yeah, good session. First YouTube video done. Hopefully this comes out all right. Probably make an absolute bollocks of the editing. Make the chopped up video. But yeah, hopefully it was somewhat entertaining, seeing the ins and outs and chatting a little bit of shit about the upper exercises. I'll have to get legs or full body done as well. They're more interesting sessions than just like purely machine work on upper. But the good thing with that session is not many changes will need to be made to that session throughout the entirety of the diet. You know, since it's all machine work, especially with pressing, stability is not going to be a limiting factor in me retaining numbers or progressing numbers. The only thing in that session that actually requires a lot of external stability really is, or internal stability, is the dumbbell lateral. But you know, I think I can hold on to a dumbbell lateral for the duration of the diet. So yeah, gonna stop rambling on here before I find another topic to chat shit about. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and hopefully have another YouTube video out in not too long after this one.